night I had the worst dream. It was like out of a horror film. Picture this. Some guy, he was talking by a pool, and then he showed he had these weird shark teeth or something. They looked like little pegs. And then this other girl, I don't know, she was filming some video of herself, and then her teeth just kept falling out one by one. It was absolutely terrifying. But the reality is, this wasn't a dream at all. This is real life.
Get ready with me to glue my tooth back in. Got it?
I want you to go ahead and type in new veneers on TikTok. Guess what comes up? Bam! Thousands of people grinning like flashlights. Then Miss Alex Earl shows up. Big influencer, millions of fans, and she shows up on a TikTok video literally using a nail file to even out her veneers. Then she says she regrets ever getting them in the first place.
And we are going to start off with filing my tooth. So, I bit it off a little bit at dinner last night, so I just kind of want to see if I can, like, smooth it out a little bit, make it a little bit more, like, nonchalant. Oh, I'm scared for this. Okay, honestly, I think that's a little better. Well, I guess veneer reveal. It was after I graduated college. I think, like, in August I did it. And I never wanted to post about it because I immediately feel like I regretted it, and I never want to like influence people to do something that I don't think they should do. Although I like the results, I think it was great. Growing up, I always had like really good straight teeth. Funny enough, these two teeth that I had, they went like this when I was little, and then I fell off my bike because a mosquito flew into my eye and I went over the handlebars and they like knocked out of my mouth, but they were like dangling from the nerves, and the doctor was like, or the dentist was like, just hold them in place and like eventually they'll go back up, and they just went back up straight. So I never got braces growing up. And then my senior year of high school, I did Invisalign because I was like, you know what? I feel like I can make them a little straighter. My bottom teeth were always like a little crooked. So I did Invisalign. And after that, my teeth were like a little bit more straight. They actually looked really good, but I never wore the retainers. So like they just kind of like ended up shifting a little bit, but I always loved my teeth. Like I always had really, really good teeth. People when
So then why in the world would you get veneers? I don't understand. This is why it's so important to have influencers with large followings be a little bit transparent, because this level of honesty and saying, I regret my veneers, could actually help a lot of people. Don't worry, we can't afford it. Yeah, I'm not paying like whatever, $6,000 a tooth, thanks. Poverty saves me once again. As a dental hygienist, I'm so thankful that you are sharing this to de-influence people from getting veneers who don't actually need them. She did not need them. Now, Alex Earl is definitely not alone on this one. Veneers can look cool for photos, sure, but they can also wreck your real teeth, hurt like crazy, and cost more than a house payment. And let's not mention, like, when have they ever looked normal or natural? Like, be for real with me. Never. So you better buckle up, besties, because today we are getting to the bottom of why exactly veneers are completely destroying your face. Also, if you guys haven't become a bestie of the channel, make sure that you guys go down below and subscribe, and also turn on my post notifications so you're notified every single time we make a video. You guys know I love to have you here, and that breath was geriatric. Moving on. Imagine your tooth is like an M&M. The hard candy shell is the enamel, nature's armor. Under that is the chocolate, also known as dentin, which is a lot softer. Hiding inside the very center is a little peanut, which is actually the nerve, which is what keeps the tooth alive and obviously makes you go ouch every time it touches something cold. You guys, look at these little shells. Look at what they did to the original teeth. I cannot handle that. They look like, do you know what they look like? Have you ever been at school and they have like one of those skeletons hanging in science class? That's the teeth of a model skeleton. Girl, that's giving goals. How do these people even afford veneers? I don't know, taking out student loans? Are they strong enough to bite hard food? Clearly we've seen many times people go and eat soup and a veneer falls out in their soup.
There's so many videos online of people showing before and after of them trying to fix their smile. And the thing is, assuming the teeth were healthy and it was only for cosmetics, the teeth were drilled way too much. It really sucks to see because these people are so young and they might have severe consequences because of this decision. Now, when veneers are done to healthy teeth, you only have to remove a very thin layer to put the veneer on. And there are even some situations where you actually don't have to drill at all.
So, isn't that a crown? That's a crown then. You don't drill for veneers. So what is actually going on here? When you ask for full veneers, the dentist must shave away most of that hard shell so the fake porcelain cap will sit flat. In many clinics overseas, they grind far more than is actually necessary so that only these weird tiny pegs are left. The unfortunate truth is those little pegs will never grow back again. They're left forever weak and completely dependent on whatever the dentist decides to glue on top. Now, if the glued on cap, for whatever reason, falls off or it breaks, this little peanut the nerve is completely exposed and it really, really hurts. I've mentioned this creator before, but she has made a very clear deep dive on her horrific experience with veneers and the way that it has left her in literal chronic pain because they were done so poorly.
I've already spent $80,000 pretty much on this whole situation in 2 years. And I go to another TMJ doctor because I have severe TMJ now.
This is exactly why we talked about what we wish we would have known before getting veneers, because there's a lot that comes with it. Like, I actually had TMJ. Like, so I have implants in the back as well. So I definitely had like clicking in my ear and like clicking when I like had to like chew on food. I also had teeth grinding, jaw clenching, and just like very, very, very sore masseter muscles. And so one of the things that I did to treat that was I got Botox in my masseter muscles. So Botox in your masseter not only helps like slim your face, as you guys can see, but this also helps to relax the masseter muscle so you won't feel like all of that tightness and clenching and all of that. So it does kind of like relieve your pain. But this is why it's really important to get your orthodontic treatment done before.
When my tooth was hurting, I wanted to walk off the literal planet. Bro, some pains are just different. My dentist always says keep as many of your natural teeth as you can for as long as you can, which is definitely a green flag. That's great advice.
You guys, it's about...
Everyone's gone wild on TikTok with this young lady's tooth that just falls out. She says it's a veneer. Looking at the tooth and looking at the restoration in her hand, it does look like it's a crown, but regardless, it came out and it's not something uncommon. Sometimes that can happen. These are laced with some sort of cement bonding adhesive that can get loose and come out, especially on a tooth like hers where there was very little tooth structure. To begin with, it's not as retentive. But what I really do want to talk about is how she tried to put it back on.
Get ready with me to super glue my tooth in. Taking the Dentec out of it because Dentec doesn't fucking work. Don't worry, I have a dentist appointment in the morning. Bye. Oh yeah.
So it looks like she tried to use a dental cement and that didn't work. So then she tried to use super glue, which is a big no-no. A, it's toxic. You know, like she said, if she ingested it, it could be dangerous. B, if you don't get that on exactly the right way, if it just goes in the wrong way, that crown or that veneer is stuck in the wrong position and you won't be able to remove it. So it's just always best to either go to the pharmacy. You can use a little denture adhesive sometimes until Monday, or you know, the first day that you can get in to see your dentist so they can put it on with some proper dental adhesive.
About a week after the finished result and the big reveal of your brand new smile, many people report that even having something as simple as an iced coffee can literally feel like pins and needles in your mouth. I'm sorry, I thought we had to eat. I thought we had to drink. I thought teeth had an actual purpose besides looking cute. If there are any tiny gaps between the porcelain and the gum, it can trap food that you cannot brush out. So your breath smells disgusting no matter how much mouthwash you swish.
Veneer breath is real and it literally smells like death in your mouth. It stinks so freaking bad, and the only way to get rid of it is by either replacing your veneer or replacing the crown. That's it. There's no amount of brushing, flossing, freaking mouthwash, gum, or mint that can help the situation. And listen, not everyone that has veneers or crowns experiences this. This only happens if your veneer and or crown was not placed properly and if there's not a good seal between your tooth and your gum area.
There is too much trust that I'm putting in this dentist to have my teeth okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot riding on this. Stinky breath, mouth pain. Some gums swell red and angry because the edge of the veneer rubs like a really tight shoe. And if too much of the enamel gets filed away and the nerve slowly dies, you'll need a root canal, which means more drilling and filing, more bills, and even way less tooth to protect. Why aren't we all getting rid of our teeth? Dentists say that the porcelain cap can last anywhere from 8 to 10 years, but sometimes less if you grind at night. I'm grinding at night, I'm grinding in my sleep. Watch me work. After that, you have to pay to replace it. And yes, this dentist must shave a little more off each time to make room for the new glue. Do the math over 50 years of an adult's life, and that quick makeover ends up turning into 4 or 5 new sets of veneers. Each set becomes more pricier than the last because you need more fixes every single time you get them changed. This is why I get so confused how people will casually go to Turkey, spend $2,000 for their their overall brand new smile and not realize how many more times in their life, especially if they're like in their 20s, they're gonna have to be going back and getting new sets of teeth. I'm getting frazzled. One single veneer in America can cost around $1,200. $1,200 US dollars. A full smile makeover often means about 20 teeth, which adds up to around $24,000 before tax. What about the tax? Porcelain lasts around a decade on paper, but many people choose to swap them out earlier because of discoloration, chipping. So you gotta budget for like 3 or 4 rounds of these veneers. I also don't think it's possible for you to take the veneers off and live on your own with that smile that you have under the veneers. I actually don't think it's possible. With repairs, root canals, night guards, lifetime costs sail way beyond around $80,000. I just need a minute. Keeping natural teeth clean, maybe straightening once and whitening now and then, rarely tops $10,000 for life. That is the actual difference between retiring early and actually continuing to have to work to pay your dental bills. And they're bills you created yourself. My God.
This is the most expensive thing I've ever held. The inside is something my patients buy all the time. Veneers. But before I tell you how much they cost, let me tell you why people are willing to pay. Each veneer is handcrafted by a master ceramist in the lab, which can take hours and hours per tooth. Although every case is different. You could spend $1,000 per tooth all the way up to $4,000 per tooth, depending on case by case. And remember, the smile is the first thing people see.
Whoa. The smile is the first thing people see? He just sold me, damn it. Did he just say $4,000 per tooth? Yup. I am shook to my core. Search turkey teeth fail, and you'll likely find thousands of people still wearing temporary plastic caps 3 months later because the final set hasn't arrived from the lab. Some people can't chew solid food, so they live off of soup and protein shakes. Others return home to find out no local dentist wants to touch the work that's been done, and they pay over 3 times to get their teeth fixed.
Don't get veneers unless you want to eat like this for the rest of your life. Also, I didn't get veneers because of cosmetic reasons. I got them because I needed them. But this is how I have to eat because my top teeth are veneers, and so I use my fingers as my top teeth because you're supposed to be able to eat with veneers for foods that are like this is pretty soft, but I literally broke one of them on a Hershey Kiss one time, so I'm not risking it for the biscuit, for the chicken biscuit. So this is how I eat.
I'm Dr. Joshua Guillaume, cosmetic dentist in Beverly Hills. Just want to start off by saying I feel terrible that she's going through that because we do veneers all the time, and there shouldn't be really any difference in how you're eating prior to getting veneers. They should be just like real teeth. So chewing, brushing, flossing, biting into things, even apples, should be no issue. Veneers shouldn't fall off really for any reason other than something that's traumatic. So if something was going to break a real tooth, it could also break a veneer. But falling off like that has to do with improper placement, improper bonding, or just the veneers weren't properly fitted onto the teeth to begin with. So again, I'm sorry that she's going through that, but that shouldn't be happening with veneers done the right way.
Besties, I just feel like there is so much that can go wrong here. Like, it's terrifying me. And honestly, I had a one-on-one talk with my mom, and she told me before she watched my videos, she was heavily considering getting veneers because she got Invisalign. She was really unhappy with how her teeth turned out. So even if you do straighten your teeth to like a dental standard, you still might not like them. They still might not be your perfect teeth. But I was like, Mom, there has to be another way. There has to be. Like, stop.
All right, I'm so excited. I got Jimmy John's new sandwich, the toasted sandwich. I got the Italian, I want to say. So let's give it a try. Oh, How the fuck am I going to eat this with my veneers? So that bread is hot. I mean, toasted. But now I mean, can't even eat the sandwich. Hold on.
Then there's the entire conversation about how veneers completely change and distort your actual beautiful face. JoJo Siwa, after being on Dance Moms for years, decided to go and get large, blinding veneers done, and they are way too big for her face.
You know, we're all drawing attention to the way JoJo Siwa is singing that song. I would like to point out her teeth. The veneers, that black space above, like where her gums and her teeth don't meet probably. What is that? What is that? Is it a space? Is it lack of enamel? Is it dirt? Do all people who have veneers have that? Because that is scary. They look like zombie teeth, truly. And what I don't get is she's so young. She hasn't even hit 30. And her teeth could not have been that bad. Like, nothing that braces couldn't have fixed. I get she's doing a cover, but I don't know if she has to have the smoker's teeth to match. And I don't think veneers aren't reversible. What is that?
And that's the tea. Like, that's tea. Rick Ross has the most egregious veneers. They're like 3 times bigger than natural teeth. It's terrifying. He's literally the definition of Like, if you've ever seen, I literally watched a whole interview with Rick Ross, like literally last night, about him showing his watch collection. Oh my God, end me. It was so bad. And his teeth are like, Selena Gomez is the worst. It's an epidemic. What about Miley Cyrus? You guys, we need to help these people. They clearly cannot help themselves.
If you don't know, I have veneers. So basically, all my teeth are shaved down, and these are porcelain. Fun fact, same thing toilet bowl's made out of. Anyways, veneers are super painful to get. Anything about you is freaking perfect. That's the tea behind my teeth.
Oh my God. By the way, JoJo Siwa is only 19 years old. It is absolutely insane to think about how women this young are being forced to get procedures that permanently affect their bodies like this, and how they're forced to have perfect teeth.
Dr. Sarah, Harvard DMD, here for Veneer Check, the JoJo Siwa edition. Here are JoJo's natural teeth. You can see that there's a little bit of a bite discrepancy on her left side. The lower teeth are a little bit more out than the upper teeth. You can also see some Invisalign anchors on the back teeth. JoJo has beautiful teeth.
If people like this are getting veneers, people with beautiful straight teeth, what are we supposed to do? Like, this is an epidemic. That is so sad. Her teeth were so cute and looked healthy, and they suited her face. And this all makes me start to question, why do all veneers look so bad and unnatural? I mean, the entire procedure exists to make your teeth look better. So how is it that so many of these veneers that we're seeing, they actually look horrible? Do the dentists who work on them just simply suck? Well, of course, that can be the case, but the real reason is actually really ironic. Real natural teeth aren't a single blank shade of white. They fade slightly near the gums, pick up tiny striations, and even carry hints of blue or yellow that actually match your skin. But porcelain comes in flat color blocks.
Let's normalize the natural color of healthy teeth. This is white, like toilet bowl white, and this is my teeth. They're yellow.
Up close or in natural daylight, it is extremely obvious to pick up the fact that you just stuck a white brick on your jaw.
Dentist reaction.
Damn, she got botched. This beautiful woman went to Turkey for a smile makeover, and now she ruined all her teeth. We usually hear a lot of horror stories about BBLs and plastic surgeries gone wrong in different countries, but now it's starting to happen a lot with teeth too, and we see it all over social media. Her teeth looked great. Veneers would have made them perfect. The problem is this clinic demolished all of her teeth into little pegs to place crowns on top when they could have just done veneers. Yeah, the end result might look good, but she's gonna have problems the rest of her life.
Many clinics also make the caps a little bit thicker to avoid breakage, but then this pushes your lip forward and widens your smile line. Friends might not know exactly what changed, but they will sense that something is slightly off about you. And at that point, you kind of just start looking a little uncanny. Influencer veneer stories always highlight the easy parts, the icky middle parts, hours of drilling, the blood vacuum, the swollen gums wrapped in gauze. Yeah, those stay off camera. Viewers are then often left with the idea that veneers are as simple as getting like lash extensions. And if it's so easy to just get your teeth fixed, then why not? But most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, your teeth don't need veneers. You see all of these influencers with perfectly fine teeth, like the story of Alex Earl, going off to go get a full set of veneers, and you think you need to run off and copy them as well. All in the name of the beauty standard, all just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Screw the Joneses. Who are they? Maybe your smile is a little crooked or yellow in photos. First of all, can I just say, a lot of people think that's very sexy. Clear aligners like Invisalign can slowly move your teeth and make them perfectly straight. Professional whitening brightens several shades lighter in 1 hour sessions rather than even having to drill anything down. And for any small chips, a dentist could easily bond a little bit of resin to one side. It's reversible and far cheaper. All three options happily keep the candy shell intact, so cold water ends up feeling like water and not knives, and then your perfect little M&M teeth are perfect. Now, to a certain degree, I understand. My grandpa was a massive chain smoker. He barely had any teeth left before he passed away. God rest his soul, love him so much. For somebody like that, I mean, I guess that would be dentures, but there are many people that I have seen in veneer cases where they have immensely cracked teeth, whether it be from smoking, whether it be from different types of exposure to certain things, or just poor dental hygiene over the years. Of course, that makes sense to a certain degree, and especially if you have a good dentist at your fingertips, but not for JoJo. Like, are you kidding me? Her teeth were perfect. Artists often talk about the rule of thirds or the golden ratio, but you don't need to know math to feel them. If the bottom third of a face suddenly grows by 2 millimeters, the nose now looks shorter, and the eyes appear closer together, and the forehead somehow seems taller, even though none of those parts changed in the first place. And this applies to any dental procedure.
I don't have any filter on, and I don't have any face slimming, and it's not because of my hair, but you can really see that this side of my face is narrower than this side of my face, and at this side I got my wisdom teeth removal done 3 weeks ago. At first it swallowed up, but now it has gone in, and I realized in my mirror that my face is totally two different sides now. And in a way it's kind of nice because now I have an oval shaped face instead of this wide this side, and it's giving me free V-line jaw surgery. So
and what's wrong with wide, huh?
Get your wisdom teeth removal next time.
And what?
And I'm planning to get this side removed so that.
And what's wrong? And what's wrong with wide, huh, Jacqueline? Wanna go?
And yeah, I will post the results if anyone.
I'm just kidding. This is actually very intriguing. I'm not gonna lie. That is very, very interesting. How much your face can change off of one simple procedure like wisdom tooth removal. I mean, I guess it's not simple. You're just pulling your teeth. This will always change how your face looks, and it can often remove a lot of character from your face compared to your natural pearly whites.
You're exactly right. I truly believe that teeth do give us character, and I actually really loved Miley's small teeth and gummy smile, and in my opinion her veneers don't fit her. I think they're a little too large, and I don't know, it just doesn't suit her. Kiernan's another example of this. I think that her teeth on the left were so adorable, and then she, I guess, got veneers, and like, she still looks gorgeous, but I don't know, me personally, I love the one on the left.
I'm not kidding you. Kiernan, this actress, I saw her Instagram page a couple months ago. I had no idea it was her. Those veneers, I thought this was a different person. I thought it was an IG baddie, to be honest. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, she was in that freaking Sabrina the Teenage Witch spinoff. I've hated veneers ever since Pete Davidson. Oh, those ones are dank. I have not met a veneer I've liked. Like, I'm gonna keep that so for real with you guys. Never met one I liked. Your brain keeps a mental checklist of how all of these pieces normally fit together. Veneers move one simple piece, and then every single box on the list becomes a mismatch. Your upper and lower lips rest against the front surfaces of your teeth like a door leaning on its hinges. Make those surfaces thicker, and the lips must stretch forward in order to cover them. Just think Chloe Cherry and her massive veneers. I feel like she's always trying to keep those puppies in there. Keep them in there, girl. That tiny push actually makes the lower part of your face stick out further than the upper part. So from the side, your profile ends up looking kind of beaked. People might not notice your teeth at first, but they will see the angles and notice that there is definitely something off. Everyone always asks how our teeth are so white. Porcelain veneer. I had no idea. If I saw them, I would have gone, girl, how do you get your natural teeth so straight and white and so straight? And that's on transparency. In that video that I just watched, you can very clearly see that this guy is working overtime to try to keep those veneers in his mouth. The teeth are like pushing his mouth open before he even smiles. How do these people get them so ill-fitted? Putting on an entirely new set of teeth, aside from the ones that you were actually born with, can disrupt your entire face. The more that you actually go ahead and push for veneers that look quote-unquote perfect, the more you end up destroying your own face's natural equilibrium. I think this idea of veneers kind of ruining your entire face really adds to the same idea of face dysmorphia that comes with something like getting a nose job, where you get your nose done and then your lips kind of look small, and then you get your lips fixed, and then for some reason your forehead looks weird, and then you pull the hairline down, and then everything is just all screwed up. The veneers can really change how you look at your face and how it's so perfectly symmetrical and great the way that it naturally is, and then it can force you to feel as if you need to change more things down the road. Enamel is the hardest substance that your body makes, and it does not regenerate. If you you still have all of it, you are ahead of the millions of people that would literally give anything to have their natural enamel back. Keep it. Brush twice, floss, and skip sodas before bed. If you crave whiter teeth, then maybe see a dentist to do some professional whitening. If one tooth looks kind of crooked on Zoom, then maybe you can look into some clear aligners or getting some composite bonding if you need to. Those little tweaks can give a 90% boost to your perfect smile with only 1% of the risk, which I would take those odds any day. Hold onto your perfect smile, and let's be honest, if you move forward and get veneers and you can no longer bite an apple without wincing, I mean, you would pray to have your old original teeth back. Let's absolutely have a moment and laugh at these TikTok trends and not buy into them. I also want to make a quick note for anybody that's made it this far. I totally understand that teeth are a pain point. I know there's a lot going on with people, and the reason that young people get so swindled into going and getting turkey teeth is because number one, it's cheaper and people can afford it more often. But number two, the influencers really do sell this idea that you could be so much more perfect if you got X, Y, and Z done. So my entire intention behind this video is not at all to poke fun, because I do understand that for many, many people, this is a rough ride, but I just think there are so many better options than removing any of your enamel. I think that your natural smile will always fit you the best, just like your natural features. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below. Are you guys on the veneer train? Have you gotten veneers? Am I crazy for thinking that these are crazy? Have you seen good looking veneers? Because I just don't think that they exist. If you enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and click here to find out why fillers are absolutely destroying your face, girl. They are not working and they never have. Do not overfill. Or you can go ahead and click here to learn all about how the Kardashians are absolutely aging like milk, because nobody can cheat time, honey. We're all gonna get old and die. You guys know I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.